the compact disc. A lot of people would consider it vinyl's less cool brother, but personally I've always seen it as the underdog. I mean, it does everything vinyl can do but better. It can repeat, skip, rewind. Okay, but in all seriousness, as you can see from my little empire right here, I quite like CDs, and I've been collecting them for quite some time now. It started around in 2021. I went ahead and bought this around the first CD on a complete whim. One day, I was shopping in an FYE in a mall, and I saw this. I recognized the cover. I don't know if you can see it. I recognized the cover, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take a chance. I'm gonna buy that album. And you know what? I had my little beanie blown off my goddamn skull because I was like, oh my god, I've never heard music that sounds like this before. And you know what? Spotify would have never suggested me this album, because you know why? They would only suggest me things I already liked, and this was completely different from what I already liked, so. Anyway, point being, I bought this on a complete whim, and now I have their entire discography on CD, the band, Deftones band I'm talking about. And that happened on a complete whim just because I decided to buy this because I recognized the cover. So I think that is a beautiful little experience that is completely unique to CDs. You cannot have that with vinyl because vinyl is very expensive. You're not going to be buying vinyl on a complete whim. You're not going to be buying a $30 LP on a complete whim. That's just... But anyway, in this video I want to go over some reasons I still buy CDs, and maybe even convince a few of you guys watching that use Spotify. Maybe I can convince you guys to switch over and start buying CDs. So to begin, CDs are the most convenient music format there is, probably. I mean, maybe you could say cassette, but let me just go over a few bullet points. CDs are compact. I mean, they're called the compact disc. They can be played on pretty much anything with a disc drive, be it a PS2, a Dreamcast, or your car stereo, or your Blu-ray player. And they offer pretty much the highest listening quality that you're ever gonna want. Vinyl, I will agree, it offers a very unique listening experience, but CDs will offer the exact complete intention of the artist, completely unfiltered, like absolutely to the minute detail replicated, and often at a price between like $15 or less. I mean, I found several great CDs for $7 or $6. I mean, I just bought one for $4 that I think is pretty good, so. In fact, that brings me to my next point, in that CDs are so much cheaper than vinyl. You know, I remember when I started collecting music on vinyl, they were around $20 to $40 per LP, or not per LP, but per vinyl record. And, you know, that gets expensive, especially since it's just, you know, one album. Whereas on the other hand, when I started collecting CDs, I was kind of shocked at how cheap they were. I would be getting, for $40, let's say, for one vinyl record. For that amount of money, you could get 4 CDs or 5 if you're lucky, you know. So I think that's a pretty good deal. And, you know, a CD is about 1/4 the size of a vinyl anyway, so I think that's a pretty fair deal. But yeah, like I was saying earlier, I got Pearl Jam, Yield. Here, look, I can show it right now. Hang on. For $4.99, I think it was. And it's like the full, like, trifold box set and everything. I was kind of shocked. I mean, I didn't know this was Pearl Jam until I was in my car getting ready to put it in my CD player. And I folded it open. I was like, huh, that's Pearl Jam. Yeah, this is a cool release. $4.99. Continuing off that point of the little trifold booklet, another point of CDs, and you know, you vinyl collectors will probably also say this point as well, it's just the tangibility. Having like a physical manifestation of the music that you enjoy and like having it sit next to you. Like me, for example, I have all my music like CDs sitting on my desk and all my vinyl records sitting on my wall. And for me, I find that very inspiring as I'm working on anything I'm doing on my computer, to just be able to look over and see all the music I love just sitting there, like literally at my fingertips, pretty much. And I don't know. To me, that feels very powerful. Now, the advantage between collecting CDs over vinyl is that, of course, CDs are a lot cheaper. But the thing I love about CDs is that it still feels a lot in the sense of vinyl, that it's like, you know, it's pretty much a giant square representation of an album you love. Like, here's Daft Punk Discovery, for example. It's just an entire square of the album art that you can just stare at and enjoy. And then there's even bonus shit, like if you open it and look at the CD. Well, and maybe this isn't a good example, but I mean, this one, it comes with the sleeve of the movie that this album, so I don't want to get too into it. Basically, this album has a movie. If you know what this is, I mean, you know what I'm talking about. But for those that don't know, Discovery has a movie that's basically the entire album. It plays the entire album, but it has an animated movie attached to it about these 4 band members trying to get back to their home planet. It's really good. It's called Interstellar 5555. It's really good if you haven't seen it. I would highly suggest you go and find a way to watch it. I think it might be on Tubi, actually. I'm not kidding. I think it's genuinely on Tubi. But yeah, that's just a great point about physical. One thing I really enjoy over that CDs have over vinyl is that, here, I'll show you an example. CDs have this huge advantage over vinyl in that a lot of vinyl, I mean, you can kind of print images on them, but that'll ruin the quality a lot of the times. CDs, you can have, I mean, you can print whatever the fuck you want on them, and like it'll like completely not disturb the quality, because on the top, you know, you can have whatever. Like the data's on the bottom. That's where all the important music stuff is. I really enjoy that a lot of CDs have unique artwork, like Linkin Park Hybrid Theory, for example, how it's just completely red. I think it's very impactful because you have this completely white packaging, and then you open it up whenever you get in the car and you're just blasted with red. I think that's really cool. Actually, while I have this, another thing I really like, every CD will have cool CD art most of the time. I mean, I have a few CDs that just reprint the album art on top, which is kind of lame, but you know. But something cool about some CDs is that they will even come with a poster. This one uses the album art as the poster, which I think is lame, because I don't want to take the album art out, man. That's like, I don't want to lose it. But for example, Sounds of Grieving, if you unfold the album art, it becomes a full little mini poster of basically for the album, and it has the release date on the bottom, which I think is cool, but I don't think it's cool whenever they make it the album art, like, because then it's just, well, this is kind of cool because it's the baby duck, but like, I prefer having the actual, like, if the album art is supposed to be there, I'm going to keep it there, man. Even if it's a poster, I'm going to keep it there. I want the poster to be like a separate, like, actual thing, you know? Oh, but speaking of Fleshwater, here's another thing I really enjoy about CDs that I didn't expect to be a benefit until recently, actually. So as of recording this, they are releasing a new album, I think it's this upcoming Friday, and since I do not have streaming, I just completely swear against streaming services now, I decided to pre-order their album on CD, and because of that, I actually feel very excited to have like a physical album coming in the mail of new music that I've never heard before, of like a band that I'm like super excited for. It's like my favorite band. I mean, I know from like footage online and stuff that people would go to stores and like record stores and stuff for a midnight release of an album, but like people don't really do that anymore. So like I guess this is kind of me living that out, even though it's kind of just waiting for the mail to come in. But like I don't know, it's exciting in a way that I can't articulate. Just like waiting for new music on a physical thing that I'm gonna be getting. It's exciting that I can't put into words. I mean, I did the exact same thing. Just oh no, Takun! I did the exact same thing just a week prior, cause Deftones' new record, Private Music, released. So I decided to buy that on CD as well. And it was very exciting just waiting and like seeing the singles drop on YouTube and just having to wait for the rest of the album to come out on CD. That was just, I don't know, it was exciting. It was very exciting. And you know, to contrast that experience, here's something I remember. I remember Joji was dropping, it was Nectar in 2020. And was it 2020? I don't remember. Anyway, I remember waiting for that album to drop on Apple Music because that was the service I was using at the time. And I was just waiting up and like staying up until midnight in my bed, like completely alone. And it was kind of miserable because I really wanted to go to bed, but I felt like I had some sort of obligation to stay up and listen to the like all the new tracks and like just listen to the album fully until I was completely through it, like a job. And it sucked because like I wasn't able to enjoy any of the music, and I don't know. I just feel like that was the way streaming conditioned me to listen to new music whenever it came out. I just had to listen to it the second it dropped, otherwise I'd be left out. Having to wait for it in the mail, like, to be honest with you, this came in the mail a few days after it came out, so I was kind of like feeding a little bit. But, I survived. I was able to rip it and put it on my iPod, but still, it was a lot more gratifying waiting for that to come in the mail than having to stay up until midnight and like just wade through all the tracks at once, if that makes sense. That's not to mention that when you buy a new album from an artist on their website, they're getting paid way better than if you were to just stream their album on release. Like, this is a physical thing that they are manufacturing, that they are making profit off of, that you are directly giving to them, that there's no middleman in terms of like, a distributor or whatever. Like, I mean, I guess they have like their music distributor if they're signed to a label, but like that's all they have to worry about. There's no like streaming services they have to like also pay royalties to or whatever. It just all goes to them, which I personally think is a lot better than just streaming an album on release and then just forgetting about it like a week later. That it feels like a lot of people tend to do it nowadays, because I know for sure that's how I was treating new music when it was coming out. But that's not to say that the only way to find new music is online, because I found some random gems at thrift stores too. Like, for example, this album right here, Really Buys a 4. Really Buys a 6. I'm not good with Roman numerals, but this album right here, Really Buys a 6. It has 2 discs, and disc 1 is for Poolside Chill, disc 2 is for Hammock House, and I think it's a themed album. I'll put some pictures up so you can get a better look at it. And basically it's just an album that's it's a compilation album of like different artists that's purely just made to make you feel like you're in a poolside house, which I think is pretty nice. I found this at Goodwill, and it was just $1. It was a single dollar bill. And like, guys, in 2025, being able to buy something for $1 bill, that is insane to me. You can't even buy food for $1. Harkening back off my first point of convenience, CDs are very versatile in the fact that you can get a $20 CD burner from Walmart, and then you can just start ripping all your CDs and have like a full MP3 library on your computer, have it on your iPod, have it on quite literally anything that can play MP3 files. SD card even. I know my card has an SD card player, and I was using that for quite some time to listen to music. But yeah, it's completely versatile how you can just use these CDs for like pretty much anything. Here, look, I can show you right now all my CDs I've ripped to my computer, and I have on my FooBar library, which I can say right now, FooBar 2000. If you haven't used FooBar 2000 before, let me tell you. you gotta get on this. But yeah, anyway, I have all my CDs plus a few extra stuff I downloaded using SoulSeek, all on my foobar right here, and I have a nice little cover flow to display it all. And it's very nice, very nicely put together. That's just to say that CDs are very versatile and what you can do with them. You can either just get a little CD player and listen to them using headphones plugged into that, CD Walkman, CD drive, MP3 player. You can do pretty much whatever you want with them. It's kind of brilliant. So yeah, that's all the reasons I still buy CDs despite streaming being a thing. I really don't like streaming, especially Spotify. I don't know if you know this, but their CEO is spending a lot of money that should be going to the artist on AI military drones. It's kind of scary how much money he's spending on that should be going the artist that he's just stole and is spending on money drones. It's kind of scary. I don't know if you know about that, but if you do not, if you don't know about that, you do now. So but yeah, anyway, I just hope I convinced at least one person watching to go ahead and make the plunge and switch over to CDs. So maybe not even CDs, maybe you even want to do cassettes or something, but you know, just switch from streaming. I don't like streaming. That's kind of what the main agenda of this video is, but that's a topic for another day. In fact, I've written a whole blog about it if you want to read my thoughts on it, but yeah, that's a topic for another day. I hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, share it with your grandma. Maybe talk to her. It's been a while.
Let's rock out for about 30 hours. You know, hey, you know, hey, you know, hey, you know, 30 hours.